All right, let's talk about something that I know drives every restoration owner crazy: software that just doesn't quite get you. We're going to explore a world where you stop changing your process to fit your software, and instead, you build the exact tools you need just by describing them. Let's dive in.
This quote it hits the nail on the head, right? The speed that AI is moving at is absolutely unbelievable. Things that felt like total science fiction, 5 years ago? They're now practical, everyday tools for businesses like yours. And honestly, the speed of this change is catching a lot of people flat-footed.
Okay, so what does this magic actually mean for you, running a restoration business day in and day out? I mean, seriously, just imagine it. Imagine describing your perfect system for handling a new job, or for staying on top of TPA compliance, or even just for tracking where all your air movers are. And poof, a system gets built for you right there on the spot. No more workarounds, just your process automated perfectly. You know the drill. For years, we've been forced to cram our unique way of doing things into these one-size-fits-all software boxes. You find a tool that does maybe 80% of what you need, and then you spend all this time creating these clunky, manual workarounds for that last 20%. It costs you time, it causes errors, and it's just plain frustrating.
So look at this. It's a total flip of the script. Instead of your team having to bend and twist to fit the software is literally built from the ground up to support your way of doing business. And if you need a change, you don't put in a feature request and cross your fingers for 6 months. No, you just describe the change and the tool adapts. It's that simple.
All right, so how is this even possible? What's the tech behind it? Well, we need to meet your new AI Ops Manager. And don't just think of this as another piece of software. Think of it like a new person on your team, a super smart, incredibly efficient operations manager who just so happens to be a world-class programmer.
So, an AI agent, what is it? Think about it like this. You tell this bot what you want, just in plain English. It figures out all the technical steps it needs to take to get there, and then it actually writes the code and builds the thing for you. It's a planner and a doer. Plus, it works 24/7, never needs a coffee break, and will never ever get tired of optimizing your workflow.
And this right here, this quote says it all. The old barrier, learning complex programming languages, it's just crumbling away. Your expertise is in drawing buildings, not in writing code. Now you can take your operational genius and turn it directly into a tool that works for you. Your thoughts go in and working software comes out.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get real. How does this actually help you when you're in the middle of the daily chaos of running jobs? This is where it stops being a cool idea and starts becoming a serious competitive advantage.
So check this out. This is a prompt. It's not code, it's just an instruction. Something you tell your office manager, right? But think about the problem this solves. It makes sure every single homeowner gets that immediate, consistent, professional first touch. It sets expectations perfectly, and it frees up your PM to focus on the job itself. That's a huge win.
And bam, here's what you get: a real working application that does exactly that. We're not talking about a 6-month, $50,000 development project. We're talking about identifying a problem and having a custom solution built and running in less time than a lunch break. The sheer speed of this is the real game changer.
Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds a little too good to be true. How can something this simple actually be reliable? Well, the process happening in the background is actually super logical. Let's pull back the curtain for a second. So here's how it works. First, the agent reads your request and actually understands the goal. Then, just like a good PM, it lays out a step-by-step plan. Okay, I need a database, I need to write a script, I need to connect to a texting service. Then it builds the thing. And here's the wild part. It tests its own work. It'll even open a browser and click around to make sure it's working. If it finds a bug, it fixes it itself. And once it's all good, one click from you and it's live.
So why is this a huge deal for our industry right now? I mean, why is property restoration such a perfect fit for this revolution? Well, it's pretty simple. While AI might still struggle with writing a novel or a symphony, it absolutely excels in areas where you can clearly tell if the job was done right.
Yeah, there's a fancy term for it, verifiable domains. But all that really means is a process with a clear, provable outcome, a simple yes or no. And your business, it's packed with these. Did the homeowner get the text? Yes or no? Was the equipment log updated? Yes or no? Was the job file created in exact analysis? Yes or no? Because the results are so black and white, the AI can reliably build, test, and run these tasks for you. And you have to see this. The speed of improvement is just insane. A little while ago, one of these AI agents could maybe handle a task that took 2 minutes before it got confused. The next version could handle 20 minutes. Now, they can work for hours building really complex systems. This isn't slow and steady progress, people. This is a rocket ship.
All right, so what's the big takeaway here? Let's boil it all down. First, this is not a someday thing. It's not science fiction. It's here, and it's a practical tool you can use today. Second, it's tailor-made for businesses with clear processes, which is the definition of a great restoration company. The tech is finally good enough to solve real, complex problems and give you a massive edge. Your industry is ground zero for this revolution.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Just think about it. Forget about the limitations of your current software for a minute. If you could wave a magic wand and create the perfect system to fix the single biggest bottleneck, the one thing that drives you nuts in your business, what would it be? Because that magic is quickly becoming reality. Thanks for watching.